knowing that it's made close to £3,000 in profit, and you're here suing for that way less, what do you think?
Disappointed. I just want things to get back to how they was before.
Well, what's happened? How are they now?
We're okay, but sometimes it's a bit awkward, you know.
You have further complaint about Darren in the house.
Comes back drunk regularly.
Well, that's no good if you've got a boy in the house.
Oh, I know, and that's why. Well, what happened last weekend?
Are you doing that regularly?
Not like that, no.
Last week was.
That. I'm normally quiet, aren't I?
Are you drinking too much?
No.
I'm concerned about you in a serious way, just for a second, you know? Because you're talented. And because you've got a business, as a result of that talent, with enough energy, could give you a living. You could be a millionaire, but could give you a living. And you made a profit in less than your first year of trading, in 6 months. Not the biggest profit, but it's some. So it's difficult for me to understand what's going on here. And when you tell me you overspent and I hear that you're going out drinking a lot, you must be drinking a lot. Right?
Yeah.
Why are you upset, Michael?
Because he's a good friend. I am worried about him. He's a good friend.
Tell me why you're worried about it.
It's a lot. It's woke up the son. He locked his door off, his bedroom door off, and that I was. When my son's scared, it affects me.
That's right, Ish.
I pulled him about it and said, we need to talk about this, you can't do this. Just come back the next night drunk. It was like,
You hear that, Darren? You just told me you're not drinking too much. And I'm not saying for a second, necessarily, that's a matter for you, that there's a problem. But there is a problem when you're able to go out and get that drunk and afford to do that, but you don't have the money, which is £40 for your rent. You see? There is a problem when you've got a financial obligation to your friend to pay for a loan which he could really not afford, and you're choosing to spend that money on drink instead. What does it do to you to be standing there bringing your friend to court?
Shouldn't have to. It's one of my closest friends. He's an amazing tattooist. He could be making a fortune. I know he could.
Now I have to turn to the law, and I am a little bit concerned about some of the numbers here. In terms of the loan, you have made some repayments of £240. Now, up to today's date, the total outstanding is £840. That's to today. But the loan doesn't finish until February of next year, which is a further £920. Why should I come to the conclusion that there is no chance that he's going to pay, Michael?
It's not like in the last 2 weeks he's missed payments. It's not a lot of money. It's just £40 a week.
In other words, you say his conduct demonstrates a pattern of behaviour, which means that there is no chance that the agreement will be fulfilled.
Well,
Darren, is there anything you'd like to add?
I'm sorry to Mike for letting him down and missing payments.
Why are you sorry?
Because I should have stuck to the agreement.
I want to get our friendship back on track. Definitely won't be loaning money out again. No.
Not without putting it in writing.
Won't be loaning money out again.
Michael, Darren. Michael, you provided Darren with a home. You rented a room in your property, and in that property you also had the most important thing in your life, your son. You are an exceptional parent from everything I've read and seen about you. The most important thing when you rent anything to somebody, leaving aside a room in your house, is to put it in writing. You didn't do that, relying on your friendship. Relying on friendship is not worth the paper it's not written on. Nevertheless, because Darren has been honest in these proceedings, and because he did make some payments at the beginning, I can rely on that pattern of financial conduct to come to the conclusion that there was an agreement between you. That's some evidence. He hasn't paid you for 10 weeks now. Rather than seeking to get him out before today, you allowed him to continue to live there for, amongst other reasons, the fact that he wouldn't pay you for the loan. Your claim for rent is £750. It's clearly in arrears, it's clearly owing, and I have no choice or difficulty in making that award. then turn to business loan. If this was a loan for his business, where you were going to obtain any profit whatsoever, your case would be over. Because you're just a creditor, like anybody else, who lends somebody money for a business. Because this is a personal loan, things are different. But again, you extended a huge amount of money for you without getting anything in writing. The only lucky saving grace is this book, where he has signed, and which shows that he made some repayments. That's evidence, I'm satisfied, that he knew that there was a legally enforceable agreement. Without that, again, your case would be over. But then there's a third problem. At this stage, the loan is not delinquent, because the problem is that it doesn't finish until February of next year. You have to persuade me so that I'm more sure than not that he won't make those payments before February of next year. Very, very difficult for you to do. And I have to say that by the narrowest of margins, I can come to that conclusion based upon the fact that he tells me today that his business has slowed, so it's unrealistic for him to pay that money within the time. You're entitled to all of the personal loan, therefore, and this court makes the award in total of £2,875. It very nearly ended differently because you didn't have any of the relevant evidence. Now, Darren, I don't know what this is going to do to or for your friendship. What I'll say is this, because it's very important. I hope you haven't just listened, you've heard what's gone on in these proceedings.
Yes.
The friend over there, a real one, that's desperately worried about you, and it seems to me that he's got perfectly good cause to be concerned. You need to be concerned about yourself, because if this talent disappears down the drain of drink, you'll only have yourself to blame. Michael, you've been a very good friend. But as you rightly say, friendship and lending money most of the time don't mix. They're like oil and water. This court awards you £2,875.
Thank you, Judge.
Michael won his case and was awarded the full amount of his claim. Let's find out how both parties felt about the judge's ruling.
I knew he was earning one, but he was telling me he wasn't. When he said, yeah, I was in profit. What?
And I'm really, really sorry about, you know,
I was shocked last week, because you've never done that.
I've never done that.
No. Like last weekend, do that again, we've got to go, because my son's there. I don't think he will.
I felt really bad about it too.
I know he carries on drinking, well, he has done, definitely can't say.
I think on the odd occasion I do spend more on drink than I should do.
Yeah.
But it's not a regular occurrence. It's just when I...
I was worried about because you're a mate, so what can I help you? You're a mate. Hopefully you do the same for me. My name's
Yeah, of course.
I will never, ever lend him anything, no, money-wise, no chance.
Answering your questions and trying to shed some light on all things Brexit in a Martin Lewis Money Show special live tonight at 8. But next this afternoon here on ITV, it's all about getting to the top of that tower. We're right back with Tenable.
This programme is sponsored by Patient Claimline, medical negligence specialists.
Aliu wants the hunger to stop. He wants someone to take away his pain. For someone to reach out and give him the food his weak body is craving. He's fighting for his life. Aliu wants someone to help him survive. Will you be that someone? Will you help save Aliu's life? Please help Hungry Children Survive by calling Save the Children on 0800 038 1505 and giving just £2 a month. You really can provide the simple things that save lives. You can provide the nourishing, life-saving food children desperately need. You can help fill empty tummies and take away the pain. To be happy and healthy, These children need someone who cares.